Hey everyone, it's Nurse Cindy. Welcome back to Cindy's Culinary Corner. This month we are focusing on diabetes awareness, and I want us all to be mindful of what we choose to eat. So I'm going to share a breakfast idea with you all. It is an egg white omelet with an avocado salad. I hope you're excited. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're going to get into the first part of our breakfast dish today, which is the avocado salad. The ingredients that we're using are the avocados. You can use one or two, depending how much you're serving. We have some tomatoes, tricolored cherry tomatoes. I have some thinly sliced red onions, some salt and pepper. And these three ingredients here are going into our omelet, so we're going to put this to the side. Okay, so when you're picking an avocado, you guys, you got to make sure that it is soft. It can be a hit or miss at the store. So as we cut into this one, let's pray to God that it is good. It feels good. Let's see. It should be really easy to come off of the seed. That was smooth. Yes! Hallelujah. All right. Now this here, we're going to remove the seed. Now that we've removed the seed, we're going to go ahead and roughly chop the avocado and put it into our bowl. Now this does not have to be super pretty because it's going to be mixed all together, and we put it on the side for our omelet. Alrighty, so since I am just making this for myself and I love avocado, I'm only going to be using one avocado. That'll give me a serving for now and honestly a serving for later. So I know that they have these like fancy little peeler things that you can use for your avocado. Not that this makes you less of a Caribbean. I was born in a Caribbean household. Shout out to all my Zoes. We didn't use that stuff. So that's why you see me here using this knife, but be real careful with the knife, y'all. We don't need any accidents in the kitchen, okay? Nothing goes to waste here. Nada. Okay, so now it's time to chop up our tomatoes. Now the reason why I like to use these small tomatoes because one, they're easy to prep, and two, they're semi-sweet, but they have not too much of an overpowering amount of acid in it. So tomatoes are my favorite, especially these tiny ones. So we're just gonna chop them up, and I'm using, honestly, less than a quarter cup of tomatoes. This salad, you can eat it alongside your omelet, or you can eat it as a snack. I know that throughout the day, it's kind of hard to choose what snacks we're going to have, especially when you're working. So we kind of go for things that are easy, like fast food. So when you're prepping meals, try to find ways that you can recreate the dish. So this is a breakfast option, but you can also have it for lunch or simply as a snack. So we're gonna chop that all up, put it into our bowl, and once we have everything prepped, we're gonna put this in the fridge just so our salt and pepper marinates, and it'll give us a deeper flavor and it'll be more tasty. So there you have it. Isn't that pretty colorful? One thing about me, and I think a lot of people, when you see food, it has to, draw you in. So making sure that you incorporate a lot of color into your food, that'll get your taste buds, a little excited. Now, I'm just gonna chop up the red onion. I already sliced them, and that's one thing with me and one thing that you guys should consider. When you meal prep and you're thinking about dishes for the week, whatever ingredients that you're going to use within, let's say, 2 to 3 days, you can go ahead and chop them, have them prepped, so you can Cook your meal quicker. There you have it. Okay. So lastly, we're gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper. So here we have the pepper. Now, this is honestly to taste. Put as much salt and pepper, actually, put as much pepper instead of so much salt as you want. The salt, we're just gonna put a pinch, literally, because we have that acid from the tomato. The salt's gonna draw more out of it, so it's gonna be pretty tasty. And I'm gonna add a little bit of lime in there. When you're trying to be mindful of not incorporating so much salt into your food, acid is your friend. Depending on your dietary restrictions, I know there's some people who have to be mindful of the acid that they eat because it will affect, let's say, if you have ulcers or issues like gastritis. So there we have that. We're just going to mix it all together. And honestly, this smells so good. I would eat it right now, but we have to make our omelet first. So we have everything mixed the way that we like. I'm going to just go ahead and cover this up, put it in the fridge, and then you'll meet me at the oven. Okay guys, we're gonna get into the omelet. The first part would be sauteing the vegetables that we're going to be using. And today we're only using mushroom, salt, pepper, and herbs, baby. The herb for today is gonna be our basil. I've already preheated the pan. That's the good thing about a gas stove. And the mushrooms that you saw earlier, they were sliced, and I already diced them off camera. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in. Now we're just gonna cook the mushrooms down to get them a little soft, because when we put them in our omelet, we're not gonna have time to get the mushroom to cook. So we're just gonna cook it down here. And at this point, while it's cooking, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. Mushrooms, when they're cooking, they smell so good. And the good thing about mushrooms is the texture. They are pretty meaty, meat-like. So at this point, if you want to add some type of animal protein, you can go ahead. But for today, we're just going to keep it veggie, and our mushroom's going to be our meat. So we're just gonna let this go ahead and soften up a bit, and then I'm gonna grab a plate because we're gonna transition our mushrooms off of the stove, and then we're gonna cook our egg whites in the same pan. Now I took a couple of basil leaves, put them together, a little thing that I learned from watching Gordon Ramsay and all those other fancy chefs. And you roll it together, just like we did in the last video. And then you're just gonna go ahead and chop it. Careful not to cut your fingers, y'all. All right, now that basically doing that gives us some ribbons, which is what I want, because we're just gonna sprinkle this in to our egg whites once we're cooking it. Now our mushrooms are where we need it to be. It's a little golden, so it's ready. And take it off the stove, put it aside. Now, if you have a pretty decent nonstick pan, you don't really need to add some more oil at this time. This one, you know, I don't really trust it that much. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil. And the thing with cooking egg whites or an omelet, period, you want the heat to be low. So you're probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm actually gonna turn this down for a bit because my pan is actually pretty hot and I don't want to burn the egg whites. Now, 3/4 cup is about 4 egg whites, and that's what we need to make the omelet. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in. I'm gonna turn the heat back on, and we're just gonna pull to the center and bring it around. Just gonna let it go ahead and thicken up. And then once it thickens up, we're going to add our mushrooms, our cilantro, our salt and pepper. So at this time, the omelet is actually starting to thicken up in the middle, which is where I want it to be. And I'm gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper. So we have our pepper. And instead of this salt, we're actually gonna use our very special ingredient, which is our truffle salt, okay? Let's sprinkle that in there. And then we're going to put our mushrooms on one side. And we're going to sprinkle our cilantro, basil. Now, cilantro and basil are two very common Italian herbs. So, you know, they look the same, but today it is basil. So it looks like our sides are not sticking, thank the Lord. All right, see if we can do this without messing up. Probably should use a spatula, but I'm gonna go for it. If you believe in me, give me a thumbs up. Ow, Jesus, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, now we're just gonna let this stay folded over so that our whites cook on the inside. I'm gonna leave it on low. Now, if this is your first time making an egg white omelet as opposed to the regular yolk and egg white omelet, I know some people like the inside to be a little bit runny. Me, it depends. Today, I want it to be soft on the inside. So I'm just going to turn the heat off and let the pan continue to cook it. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna plate it. We have our avocado salad, we have our egg white omelet, whatever you decide to drink with your breakfast. Me, I like tea. Some people may want some orange juice or some regular juice. Go ahead, whatever suits your taste buds, okay? Okay, so since the omelet is ready, I'm just gonna go ahead and put our avocado salad on the side. Isn't it pretty? Let me tell you, I grew up not really liking avocados. I don't know if I said it earlier, but if I did, you're gonna hear the story again. I didn't like avocados, honestly didn't give it a try. And then I started loving guacamole. And I'm like, how are you of Haitian descent and you don't like avocados, but you're gonna eat guacamole? So I decided one day to go ahead and try an avocado. And clearly, y'all can see that I'm in love. So we're gonna take our gorgeous omelet here. Honestly, this has become an omelet for two. So we're just gonna cut it down the middle and plate it. And I'm pretty sure my wonderful camera guy is going to eat the other half of that omelet. Look at this. Now, what does that sound mean? That sound means goodness. And just a little sprinkle of our truffle, because truffle is tasty and it elevates your dish. And might as well, y'all. Might as well. Go ahead. Nope, not that prettier. There you have it. Egg white omelet, avocado salad. Honestly, very quick and easy dish to put together. Hope you guys enjoy it.